Since 1973, Tattoo Charlie's has been an established body modification studio in Kentucky, featuring world-renowned artists and piercers, currently with locations on Preston Highway and in Lexington, a staple point in the tattoo community. Learn more at tattoocharlies.com. Set up your appointment today at 7904 Preston Highway. Our tattoos are done while you wait.
Hey, it's Jeff McNichol down here at Mom's Music, 1900 Melwood Avenue. I was just thinking, when I was a kid, the magic was at Frankfort Avenue, the Mom's Music at Frankfort Avenue, and I used to beg people to get a ride down there just to hang out with the guys and see all the cool gear. Now that I'm the owner of this store, it's like a dream come true. We're recreating the magic with the vibe that we used to have at the old store. We're carrying all the gear that you're going to possibly want. We're giving you the outstanding service and personal attention that you deserve. Yeah, so we've got the great guitar shop here. We're carrying USA Fender, USA Gibson, Paul Reed Smith, Gretsch, Jackson, Charvel, anything you could possibly want. We're going to have it for you. Mom's is and always will be Louisville's music store.
Hey, it's Mark Maxwell at Maxwell's House of Music. Listen, all this stuff is now available to purchase on our website. Check it out at maxwellshouseofmusic.com.
We carry all the top brands, like Fender.
We got Gibson.
We also have basses.
We've got ukuleles.
We got drums.
We've got sound gear.
We've got keyboards.
Well. Devil's Night is upon us again. So we throw a little party, start a bunch of fires, make a little profit. Man has an idea. The idea attracts others, like-minded. The idea expands. The idea becomes an institution. What was the idea? Yeah, that's what's been bothering me, boys. Because I tell you, when I used to think about the idea itself, it put a big old smile on my face. You see, gentlemen, greed is for amateurs. Disorder, chaos, anarchy. Now that's fun. No, I want you to set a fire so goddamn big the gods will notice us again. That's what I'm saying. I want all of you boys to be able to look me straight in the eye one more time and say, are we having fun or what?
Thank you for tuning into the Metal Forge. I am Mark Jackson and I'm your host. The premise of the show is pretty simple. Awesome interviews and awesome music. If you want to contact me, hit me up at metalforgeradio@gmail.com or visit the website metalforgeradio.com. And now let's get this show on the road. Thank you all for tuning in today. I am your host Mark Jackson. It's Friday, October 30th and you're listening to the Metal Forge. Wow. Goat Bong on the show today. Awesome band. Hope you like instrumental tracks because that's what they do. But I've got on good authority that on their new album, they're actually going to have some vocals. And it's Dirty Mike. And he's awesome fucking cat. Rygar, check him out in the archives, came on the show and said, you know, hey, you got to check this guy out. He's fucking awesome. He's got this prog instrumental thing. And I think you'll like it. It's pretty fucking epic. So I listened to it. I was like, holy shit, this is great. So reached out. Hey, he's going to be on the show today. But I'm also doing a show tomorrow on Halloween. And you've seen from the posts already that it's going to be Demolition Man Tony Dolan from Venom Inc., the prime evil era of Venom. Cool fucking cat. More on that tomorrow, though. We'll see when it's going to come out. But yeah, hopefully you all dig the show. I'm going to keep this short and sweet today because I want you all to get into the show, get into the interview, get into the music. Go purchase things from these bands. I put links in every week in the descriptions below to where you can find these bands' Facebooks, their Instagrams, their Bandcamp pages, so on and so forth. If they sell on other sites as well. I put that stuff in the description below. Please check them out. Go give these people some love, especially on the first Fridays of every month until the end of this year. So you've only got 2 more. You've got one on Friday the 6th of November, and then the first Friday in December. Bandcamp waives all their fees and gives all that money directly to the artist. So fucking right, do that, because that's what fucking matters. There's all these bands out there that have made millions of dollars and went on crazy fucking tours. And then there's these touring bands, that go out on the road, and these independent bands that need that money because they can't make that income that they've been missing because of the virus. So seriously, go help these bands out. That's the reason why I feature them on the show. So thank you again to the sponsors, Mom's Music, Maxwell's House of Music, Tattoo Charlie's, Kentucky Hot Brown Pedalboards, The Wrestling Steve Show, and hopefully the ones that I'm talking to currently come on. Love you guys. Thank you. So let's get into this right now. This is of Rooks and Ravens from Goat Bong.
I come in the name of Stephen Deshane, he of Gilead. I come in the name of Gabrielle Deshane, she of Gilead. I come in the name of Cortland Andrus, he of Gilead. I come in the name of Cuthbert Allgood, he of Gilead. I come in the name of Alan Johns, he of Gilead. I come in the name of Jamie DeCurry, he of Gilead. I come in the name of Vanny the Wise, he of Gilead. I come in the name of Hax the Cook, he of Gilead. I come in the name of David the Hawk, he of Gilead in the sky. I come in the name of Susan Delgado, she of Magus. I come in the name of Huey Reed, he of Magus. I come in the name of Per Callahan, he of Jerusalem's Lot and the Roads. I come in the name of Ted Brodigan, he of America. I come in the name of Dinky Earnshaw, he of America. I come in the name of Aunt Talitha, she of River Crossing, and will lay her cross here as I was bid. I come in the name of Stephen King, he of Maine. I come in the name of Roy, the brave, he of Midworld. I come in the name of Eddie Dean, he of New York. I come in the name of Susanna Dean, she of New York. I come in the name of Jake Chambers, he of New York, whom I call my own true son. I am Roland of Gilead, and I come as myself. You will open to me.
All right, metalheads, and I'm being joined on the line right now from Mike, Dirty Mike from Bong. Mike, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Dude, thank you for coming on to the show. Awesome music. Tell everybody out in Metal Forge land about Bong.
Well, Bong was a side project that I've had since 2012. I've been in various bands since then. I was in a crossover thrash band called Woman Thrower when I first started it. Now I'm currently playing with Rygar, which y'all heard on the last episode. Rob came and did an interview with for you. Black Jackals as another band that I do, which is like a black rock and roll type band. And Bong's kind of been like my respite from all that, you know. It's my unfiltered, you know, thoughts and feelings all amalgamated here in, you know, song form. And it's always been instrumental, but this new album, we're going to finally feature some lyrics on it and some vocals from some close, talented friends of mine. Rob is featured on it. My girlfriend's featured on it, Feliciato. My good friend Jimmy Espinosa is on it. You can definitely tell his is basically the Candlemass worship song. So, but yeah, Bong is just kind of an idea of psychedelic and Satanism and depression and just every ill, gross thing out there kind of thrown in together.
So it's pretty epic then, is what you're saying.
It's heavy, yeah. I kind of do it a disservice by calling it doom or something like that, because it's not just one genre. I've got reviews from people, and they can't put their finger on exactly what box I fit into.
Well, and that's the thing, like looking it up on like Metal Archives and stuff like that, it classifies it as instrumental stoner metal. And from the stuff that I was listening to, it's
not stoner, yeah.
Yeah, but there's also there's a lot of other elements involved.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, as everybody just heard the previous track that we had played, you know, there's more to it than just that.
I mean, I pull from everything. I just love any type of music. I listen to, you know, outlaw country, to blues, to funk, to soul, everything. So I'll pull, you know, a chorus from like a Charles Bradley song, or this new album, I think I have a chorus that I pulled from a Simon and Garfunkel song, the same type of melody type thing. So inspiration comes from everywhere. You can't just define yourself by one thing and then hope it's going to do some type of justice or service to the grand scheme of things. I mean, if you're not pulling things from things you love, I mean, what do you do?
Definitely. And I think being an instrumental artist, you know, exclusively instrumental for the last, you know, 8 or so years for you on this, that you have to have a wide funnel to be able to do that, because you can, everybody says that there's only so much you can do musically when it comes to possibly playing something that somebody else has already written and put out.
Oh,
which is the truth.
7 notes, you know, I mean, they just get oscillate higher or lower. So everything you've ever done has been done by Black Sabbath. You're not gonna reinvent the wheel. And I really don't try. But I keep a motto, you know, keep it simple, stupid. It's about the fucking feeling that you get from it. It's about the drive of the song. It's not about technique or anything like that. So if you're looking for, you know, the next Eating by Mouth scene, you better skip this one because it's not on there. Even though there's some great guitar playing on there, I have leads from my good friends from Black Jackal and Rygar, Devin Wilson and Daniel Ramos, lend their talent to all of the leads on the song. So they're amazing. I mean, I give them the idea of the song and they run with it. So
right.
I mean, you'll hear it in the last song. So.
Definitely. You've got 2 full-length albums and 2 EPs, and you're coming out with a new album. When is it due out?
All Bong albums have always come out on Halloween Day.
Oh, well.
So this will be
it's coming out tomorrow.
Exactly.
Woo!
Exactly.
That's awesome stuff right there. See, aside from the albums right now, we'll come back to that in a second. We'll circle back around. Do you do everything in the band and then just send it off to people to do, or do you have like a bass player? Do you stuff like that? Do you have other people that play on the albums as well?
All the instrumentation is me. I do all the guitars, all the bass work, all of the drum work, keys, everything. And then I have Daniel and Devin, my friends who can do some way better leads than I can, than they're telling. And then the only reason I haven't had lyrics is because I can't sing. I can't sing the damn song. So I had to give it to somebody else to do. And they did a great job, honestly.
So why can't you sing? I mean, come on. I mean,
the funny thing is I sing for another band, but if you're singing like black rock and roll, all you gotta do is like that type of shit. I can't actually sing, you know what I mean?
Right.
I think I can sing when I'm in the shower or in the car by myself, but then I actually, put the mic in front of me and I sound like shit. Now, funny enough, I'm actually featured on this new album, so yeah, you will get to hear my terrible vocals.
Oh, come on now. It can't be worse than it can't be that bad. There's people that put shit out that's worse.
Yeah, I've heard
sell hundreds of thousands of records.
No, I guess I'm just being humble here, but yeah, but I actually kick off the album. The first song that's on the album is me singing.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah, I've been kind of just doing sneak peeks here and there, and not trying to reveal too much about what's going on.
So this is pretty much a passion project for you.
Oh yeah, this comes from worship of Italian slasher fix, giallo fix, and goblin, and everything. That's where my heart was at. Right. What I wanted to do.
Why a musician? What makes you play music? What draws you to music?
Man, I've been asking myself that for the last 20 years. I don't know what it is. I remember being a kid, and the first time I heard Sabbath, the first time I heard Type O Negative, and I was hooked. That feeling of the hairs standing up on your arms when you hear that riff, I just wanted to create that too. And I'm the type of person I don't care what it is. I just like the process of creating things. I've written stories, I've done screenplays, I've done music. I just like to create things out of nothing, I guess.
Right on. Yeah, I think that a lot of the
form of alchemy,
right,
something from nothing.
Exactly. I think a lot of the people that are born in the 80s, in the early 80s, when you get to and I would say early to mid, like 80 to 85, the first two bands that they discover when they're at that age, when they start really noticing music on their own, are Kiss and Black Sabbath. Yeah, I mean, mine wasn't Kiss. I didn't really fall in love with Kiss until a little bit later. My first one was Sabbath and Type O Negative. I've been a fan of Type O Negative since I was 5 years old. Wow. I remember specifically getting my allowance and lunch money together to go buy Bloody Kisses from FYE, which really dates me right now. But yeah, right, from the FYE. Yeah, exactly. But no, it wasn't FYE. It was Sam Goody's. That's what it was. Wow. At the time. Yeah. Even older. Was it a brand new album when you bought it, or was it out for a couple of years? It was brand spanking new. It was 91. Yeah, I was 6 years old. I mean, in the 90s, we were all mall rats, there was no internet or anything like that. So we just went and hanged out, and I have a single mom, so my older brother took care of me. Wherever he was hanging out, I was hanging out. And it was usually the mall, the arcade, or a music store or something. So yeah, I specifically remember jamming Bloody Kisses until that tape just got ate. I run the thing till the wheels fell off. Yeah. I just rebought that, actually. Oh, that's a great album. Oh, very much. I mean, that's when even though I'll admit I'll skip Christian Woman and Black Number One. I never really need to hear those songs ever again in my life. But I mean, the fucking album is just a monster. I mean, Type O's been one of those bands it's touched my life in some aspect. You'll hear Type O all over Go Bong. For sure. So with this being a passion project, the big question is, can you listen to it without criticizing it? No. Absolutely not. I mean, but that's anything that you put out there. When I don't listen to my own music, like I have it on a playlist or something, but I go back and listen to old Go Bong stuff, and you just gotta live with it, you know what I mean? It's like a bad tattoo, you know what I mean? You can't help it. It's a part of you now, but you gotta make it your own. It's a chapter of your life, and that's how I think about Go Bong. It's like journal entries in points of my life since 2012. I can hear my progress in my playing. I can hear my progress in my production value because I produce everything myself. Right. So it's cool for me. It's like, going back and reading old, journal entries. For sure. But it's also a progression of things. And I've said I've said this on the show before, where using, like, just as the example, Metallica. Yeah. they couldn't have went from Master to the Black Album. They had to have something in between there. So it's a natural progression of things. Looking at it through like a journal entry type setting is very much, you're watching your progression over the last 8 years, your production value, your songwriting quality, everything.
No, exactly. Right. I mean, when I listen to those old songs, it puts me back in that mindset of where I was and what I was thinking and what I was about. So yeah, it's cool for me. I mean, and it's given me an excuse to hone my craft and become a better producer, become a better song. It's a passion project, and also it's, my study, my way of, keeping my swords sharp.
Right. Well, it also looks in like the years of release. You take some time between all of this. You're not just cranking stuff out left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like you've had the first album that came out in 2012, and then the EP that follow came out in 2015. So you had
3 years,
and then another 3 years between the next full length.
Right, exactly.
So
now, I think the last few I have been kind of cranking them out, year by year. But I mean, to me, it's just whenever the inspiration hits, whenever those riffs kind of call to me, whenever I have time too. Like I said, I'm always doing something: Black Jackal, Rygar, Bong, something. Definitely. I always like to keep busy. If I don't, I feel complacent.
Well, and that's the thing. It's it's like the shark has to keep moving, or else it dies in the water, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
same fucking ideology.
Definitely, I get that 100%. All right, Dirty Mike, hang out for just a second here. I'm going to take a real quick break. Hey everybody, thank you for tuning into the Metal Forge this week. I really appreciate every last one of you that listens. But before I go any further, I do want to tell you that we do have a Patreon page here. And there's 3 tiers. There's the Down and Dirty Dollar tier. It's just $1. Hey, you're not going to miss $1. Nobody does. Then there's the $5 Showstoppers tier, which you get a patch, stickers, whatever we have that's in that price range. And then there's the $20 a month Master, where you can get a t-shirt, any size, any color of the Metal Forge logo. Fuck yeah, that's awesome stuff. Oh, and by the way, if you donate on there, guess what? You get the show 2 days in advance from everybody else. Thank you all so much. It's patreon.com/metalforgeradio. Check it out and donate today. I love you guys. Thank you. So on the aspect of performing, with you playing everything on the albums, is this ever something you're going to want to put a couple of musicians together to do a live show with?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I've been approached with that question a lot over the years. I've been hit up with many bands who are like, "Oh, you guys are awesome. Let's play together." After breaking, like, "Hey, it's just me. It's one guy." I mean, I've dabbled with thought. I'm pretty sure I can get the guys together. I mean, if we got a really good offer to play a festival or something major like that, I mean, we're not trying to go and jam the local dive bar with a Go Bong. It's got to be something special. I would love to do a Halloween show. That would be awesome.
Yeah, like a Halloween new album release kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Just jam the whole new album every Halloween or something. Every few Halloweens, every other one.
Hell yeah! See, that would be awesome. But,
yeah, I mean, if there's a want and if there's a drive for it, then I'll make it happen. Well, if people want it, it'll happen.
For sure, because I love watching bands live regardless.
Yeah.
I think it's the second half of everything. The music is partly the deal, and then the live show is the other aspect, having one and the other, the visual to go with the audio.
I mean, it's why would you write music for nobody to hear?
Right.
Why would you write
nobody
music to not be heard live or perform it? Right, exactly. So yeah, I totally get that, and I would love to. Like I said, I would love to do it, but it's hard. It's for one guy to go, okay, this is what I did, 7 years ago. And I got to remember those riffs, you know what I mean? To me, to me, Go Bong is like a ritual.
Okay.
Every couple of years, I get these songs together, I put them together, and they come into existence, and they live, and that's it. I wipe my hands of it. All those old files, I delete everything once I'm done.
Oh, wow.
This new album, once it comes out, that's it. There you say it. It's being set to the torch.
So
I'm not going to go back.
So no way to remix and remaster.
It, Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
It's my own property. Take it or leave it. That's what I mean by, it's a form of alchemy.
Right.
You're creating something out of nothing. Why would I go back and start, I could have done this better. Let me switch this. Like, no, there was a time and place. We're through that.
I get that. I really do, because I think some of these things that have come out from major artists really don't need to be touched.
Yeah. Like, you hear some remasters and it's like, this is terrible. I would prefer the terrible version back in the 87, you know? Like, Carnivore comes to mind. They remastered all of Carnivore and it sounds like garbage.
Right. And, you know, I'm even on like Fly By Night and stuff like that. You know, I don't care for the remix of, or the remaster of it. I would prefer the
it didn't need to be quality. Done. It was a perfect album. Why are you going to go back and try to polish it off more? It doesn't make sense to me.
For sure.
So that's why I'm like, yeah, as soon as the thing's done, I will just delete the entire, you know, project file, and it's gone. I can't go back. I can't bring it back and remaster or do this, that, other. So it is what it is.
Have you ever had buyer's remorse on doing that? You're like a week or so after the fact, you're like, damn, I wish I shouldn't have done that.
No, I don't think so.
Awesome.
It's funny because the first album, what song was it? The first album, I think it's The Lost Art of Bong Rips. And that first album is like, you know, the long, deep, or the slow, deep, and hard of like the typo catalog. It's the one that doesn't make any sense with the rest of it. Because I was in the mind frame of Woman Thrower, and it was just, Woman Thrower is just like a tongue-in-cheek joke band. Because it was my, like, how come every thrash band has like the one joke song? Why couldn't we have a band where they're all joke songs? And that was Woman Thrower. So that first album has a lot of like really dumb tongue-in-cheek type of humor to it. So what I did on that song, I think the opening for Sweet Leaf, where I think it's Iommi who's coughing over it and it's like repeated.
Yes.
I did that same thing with Iommi, but I think I added like it dubbed in like a fart noise at the time. So it's very like juvenile, dumb stoner jokes, like hitting the bong so hard you fart, like type of stuff. And then I saw like how much like it affected people, and like it was like, oh shit, this is actually something I can actually get behind. And I kind of say it now, like shot myself in the foot by naming it Goat Bong, but I think it's took on its own life, its own form now. In my head, Goat Bong is now like this ritualistic type of esoteric type of like, you know, joining of the amalgamation of all these like crazy talented people, all the planets line up, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, it's become its own beast. That's why I respect the songs for what they are. I don't go back and try to change them. Goat Bong has took on its own life from this little pet project that I did and started back in 2012 when I was a dipshit and playing in, you know, terrible punk bands and stuff. I mean, yeah, what more can you say to that, you know?
Yeah, I have nothing to add to that, for sure.
Right.
So on the aspect of in your other bands, you know, with Black Jackal, previous other bands like the Woman Thrower stuff and Cheese Grater Masturbation.
I don't know why I'm still listed on Metal Archives for Cheese Grater Masturbation. That's my buddy Hellbound Jeff's grind band, and I helped out with bass on maybe 2 shows, and now it's like forever on that website. So yeah, I always get that like, oh, he was in this Cheese Grater Masturbation. I was like, I played 2 shows, guy. I was just helping out.
Yeah, it says that your bass 2013 to present.
To present, yeah. Apparently, I still play bass with him. So sorry, present bass player of Cheese Grater. I took your spotlight.
Well, the thing about that is they're very selective on what types of metal get put on. Apparently people know about them, but they do not have a page on there because I guess they're grind, and that's not one of their metal genres that they recognize.
I get you.
So,
I mean,
so I don't know much about that, but as it comes to playing shows, the performing aspect and the touring aspect, do you have a favorite venue or city you like to play in?
Well, being in Texas, it's hard to get out of Texas. So the majority of shows that we get down here, you know, are all going to be within Texas, because it takes a day just to get out of here.
Right.
But that being said, I love Houston. I love playing in Houston. I mean, something about that city that it's filled with maniacs.
Oh yeah.
Everybody in Houston just bleeds metal. Like they just, I don't know, they'll deep dive your ass and they'll check you real quick.
Definitely.
Like, they'll pull out some like, you know, obscure black metal band from the 80s. It'll be the first time you heard it, and that's like their wheelhouse, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. And I think it starts in the record stores even.
Oh yeah, they have awesome record stores up there.
Yeah, like Cactus is amazing. Sound Exchange is awesome. I've been to those, and they've just got these crazy scenes in just the music stores of being able to find stuff, and then it translates into the clubs for sure.
No, exactly. I mean, San Antonio, I'm kind of biased. Like, I'm from here. There's just as many diehards here in San Antonio. It's funny, we have a running joke of calling everything Theo metal. And Theo, to the uninitiated, is the Spanish way of saying uncle. So it's your drunken uncle jamming Dio at fucking, on 11 at 3 in the morning. That's the type of people you'll find in San Antonio.
Yes.
Yeah, man, that's exactly what it is. I mean, San Antonio was the metal capital of the world back in the 80s with Halford and Iron Maiden and such, Halford, whenever Halford comes down and plays a show in San Antonio, he still talks about Joe Anthony and K-Zep and the golden years of, San Antonio put me on the map here in the States. So it's cool that we still get that little nod and respect, people remember.
Well, hell yeah, because it is epic.
I mean, I've been lucky enough to grow up here that I got to hear shit that nobody knows about, King Diamond, or not King Diamond, sorry, Legs Diamond, and Triumph, and all the old classic heavy metal and classic rock, whatever you want to call it. That's what I grew up on, really.
Definitely, hell yeah. The scenes there are pretty packed and pretty good on a normal time, not like what we're fighting right now.
Oh man, people are chomping at the bit to get back there. I know so many bands, bartenders who are just like ready for this shit to be done and over with.
Right. As everybody is everywhere, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I took the time to actually, put music. So I did 3 albums over this year. Go Bong, Rygar, and Black Jackal's released their new album.
Right on. And yeah, there's so many bands, that have put together so much new material to go forward on. And it's awesome. So everybody, until the end of the year, I want to plug this really fast. The first Friday until the end of 2020, Bandcamp is waiving all their fees. So the money goes directly to the artist. So get your asses out there and buy from your independent musicians on Bandcamp, because they're the ones that need it the most. Yeah,
there's touring bands out there who all of their income has stopped.
Right.
But,
absolutely.
I mean, Bandcamp rules for that. I mean, ever since I found out about Bandcamp, I've preached it to every band. You need to be on Bandcamp. You need to be on Bandcamp. Put everything on there. Merch, everything.
Right, because there's so much stuff that you can get and, not be...
directly from the band, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just like... there's everything. You can get shirts. You can get patches if they put their merch and stuff on there. CDs, albums, cassettes. Everything. And I've never thought cassettes would come back, but for some reason, here they are.
I didn't see it either, but I'm not knocking it because I have a lot of cassettes from over the years being a kid.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, my first typo was on cassette. But now I just primarily deal with vinyl, which hopefully I'm trying to do a Goat Bong vinyl release. We're going to kind of do some limited edition runs of some cassettes. I'm trying to, a good friend of mine is doing the whole discography, so that's the previous 4 albums all on one cassette.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be a very small run, so keep an eye out for that one.
Hell yeah, I'll have to pick up that when it comes out. All right, hang out for another minute here and we'll be right back.
Hey guys, Wrestling Steve of the Wrestling Steve Show here. So if you're currently listening to the Metal Forge with Mark Jackson, then you understand that Mark Jackson has a pretty discerning taste when it comes to music as a whole. You'll also understand that he has a discerning taste for professional wrestling, just like me. My show is called The Wrestling Steve Show. I talk about modern and classic pro wrestling in a completely unbiased, unfiltered way. Be sure to check me out on all available podcasting platforms. That is The Wrestling Steve Show. And I am the host, Wrestling Steve. Just remember, like Confucius said, man who goes through turnstile in Thailand is going to Bangkok. Pro wrestling.
General questions. I like to ask some of these because this is about, Mike as a person as opposed to Mike as the performer, as the writer, and so on and so forth. So these things are your opinions on certain things.
I get you.
First question.
Okay, I'm ready.
Sabbath or Zeppelin?
Ooh, Sabbath. Always Sabbath. Zeppelin's okay. Zeppelin just got a little bit too, I don't know, too glitzy for me.
I could buy that. And, they were
it's
friends.
the first hair metal band, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean,
I can hear everybody out there cringing,
Yeah,
but
I think they
I gotta
definitely
break
influenced that, for sure.
Sabbath will always trump Zeppelin.
Definitely. What's the last thing you watched on YouTube?
The last thing I watched on YouTube, probably Nuke's Top 5. I'm obsessed with paranormal ghost videos and stuff.
Hell
which
yeah.
again feeds back into Goat Bong, and because South Texas is heavy on brujerismo and magic and paranormal stuff. It's normal for us down here to go and see a curandero or to get blessed over to sage your house. There's a heavy magic use here in South Texas. So all that stuff feeds into my sane psyche. I love all that paranormal stuff.
Right on. A lot of talking about Trey Brujas and stuff like that.
Oh, dude, the stuff down here, I'm third generation witch. I just never practiced the damn thing.
Oh, wow.
My great grandmother, my grandmother, my mom, it's deep rooted down here. I've heard so many stories about lechuzas and, exorcisms and this, that, and the other. It's nuts.
Wow.
It's nuts. But I guess that's kind of my love for horror and metal. That's where it stemmed from. Being a kid and hearing the stories of lechuzas and your great grandmother and how she used to, bring them out of the skies by saying the 7 truths of the world backwards. And it's nuts type of shit. That's why I love all that esoteric and magic and paranormal. It's how I was raised.
Right on. Denim or leather?
Damn, that is a good one. Well, you can't go wrong with denim, especially in Texas. Yeah, we can't wear too much leather out here in Texas.
Right. You would die.
I would die. I almost did die because in Black Jackal we're decked out in leather and gauntlets and spikes and studs and chains and bullet belts, and so I remember playing in the middle of summer, 100+ degrees outside, fully decked out in all this leather. And by the time I was done, I think I had a good heat stroke or dehydration.
Oh my
I remember
gosh.
just saying guys, I gotta go home. I need to get somewhere in the shade and get some water in me. But yeah, it is what it is. I think I went and had a few beers and came back and was just right back at it. And fuck it, it's Texas. What are you gonna do?
Life goes on, right?
Life goes on, right? It's just a little bit of sweat, just a little bit of blood.
Definitely. Who would be a dream musician you would either want to meet or work with?
There's only 2 musicians I've ever wanted to meet, and I know I would turn into just a total fangirl, crying my eyes out, and that's Peter Steele and Lemmy. That's it.
Wow.
All my bass players are dead bassists. All my favorite artists are dead bass players.
I dig that, and both of them are both remarkable in their respects, for sure.
To me, it's not only are they amazing musicians, but they were amazing just lyricists.
Oh yeah.
The Peter Steele lyrics still make me laugh. It's the most personal, self-deprecating, tongue-in-cheek type of humor, and I fucking love it. The same thing with Lemmy. It's just all sexual innuendos. That's why I love ZZ Top. You'll never get sick of that.
Oh, definitely not.
Funny enough, that's Lemmy's answer to that question. If Lemmy could play with any band, it's ZZ Top.
Oh, for sure. I could totally see that. And
He said that a few times. He said if there was any band that he could, join or sit in on, it would be fucking ZZ Top. Which I don't blame him.
And
I don't think I could. I don't think I could even produce a note if I was in the same room as the rest of members of ZZ Top.
Oh my gosh, I know. Dusty Hill. Oh fuck.
Right.
It's just fuck.
Which, man, I miss concerts. I remember I saw them twice in 2019 in a weekend. Saw them in Dallas, saw them in Austin the next day. God damn. They put on an amazing show.
They're on the bucket list for me. I've never seen ZZ Top live.
No? Oh, my God. You will see so many fucking Cougars and Weekend Warriors, but it's the greatest experience ever.
Definitely. What is your biggest fear?
Oh, shit. My biggest fear, I'm fucking terrified of height. I'm to the point where if I'm in a 3-story, 2-story mall and I look up at the skylights, I will get vertigo. I cannot handle height.
Oh, wow. You know, that's not uncommon, but I have to be way
I know, it's the obvious one, right?
No, some people said chihuahuas. I mean, no, I'm kidding.
Chihuahuas? I'm not annoyed. I don't know about fear, but, you know.
Heights, yeah, I'm not I have to work myself into flying places. So, because I know that's like the most irrational thing. If it's like, okay, well, you're going to fly somewhere. It's like, but I'm afraid of heights. It's like, well, then why the fuck are you flying somewhere? You know, you're 30,000 feet up.
You could be like John Madden and just take a train everywhere you go.
Right. Most underrated, in your opinion? 3 categories. Either a musician, an actor, or a sports team. Most underrated.
Honestly, not a sports fan at all. That's a good mark of a good musician if you're not interested in that shit.
Right.
But to me, most underrated actor, Harvey Keitel. Harvey Keitel is like one of my favorite actors ever. He can read the fucking phone book, and I would be interested. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Last Temptation of Christ.
No.
But it's okay. I'm not a like religious or person at all, but this is one of my favorite movies ever. It's William Dafoe as Jesus,
right,
and Harvey Keitel as Judas, and just them two on screen just chewing up the scenery is just amazing to watch. It's fucking awesome. You got to watch that movie. It's one of my favorites. I always push that movie on every.
Right on. Yeah, I will definitely check it out for sure.
Yeah, Harvey Keitel, he's the man. He can do no wrong.
Chill.
Also, you know what? I'm going to throw in Franco Nero, too. I'm sorry. I had to, because I'm a huge fucking spaghetti Western fan, and Franco Nero does not get enough respect. He's up there with Clint Eastwood to me.
Right. Definitely for sure.
The original Django, Keoma, like, come on.
Chili. Beans or no beans?
I don't mind. Either or. I'm fine with either one. As long as it's spicy. I don't fuck with your, you know, mild fucking city slicker chili. I need that shit hot.
Hell yes.
It's funny enough, we made a bunch of hot wings last night. So I think there was ghost peppers being slung around, habanero. We put the last dab from Hot Ones on a few. So yeah, we enjoy things pretty. Oh yeah, what an awesome concept for an interview. Yeah, let me put you through this torture rack of an interview and expect you to like come out with something coherent.
Right. I love the Gordon Ramsay episode because it's like, will these be awful? He's not critiquing the sauce. He's critiquing the cook on the chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so good.
Honestly, that's my biggest gripe too. If it's going to be spicy, it better be tasty. If there's just heat, then there's no point.
It's like heat and tastes like cardboard.
Yeah, no. It's got to be tasty.
What is a new skill you're currently learning?
A new skill. I'm actually becoming a financial consultant. Yeah, time to be dad. Put on my dad hat and my adult role real quick. Yeah, I'm actually learning to be a financial consultant and trying to be an underwriter for insurance companies.
Hell yeah!
I know, right? I would have expected.
You're gonna take off the blazer one day, and it's just gonna be the battle vest underneath, and you're gonna be.
No, don't get me wrong. I don't think I could ever go full like blazer or anything like that.
Right.
But yeah.
Make a battle blazer.
There you go. That's an idea.
And you could.
So I got four battle vests now. So what's a fifth blazer going to do?
Right. I just thought of the $1 million idea. It's called invest in metal.
There it is. The financial group specifically for metalheads who are terrible with money.
Yes. See.
So why did you really need to buy that third reissue of Metallica? How many of the same album do you need?
Oh gosh. And I have like 3 copies on CD.
You're ready. I'd knock it, but I'm probably gonna end up doing the same thing. I have a Carnivore like first pressing that I have up on my wall that I've never played. And like I eventually want to hear that vinyl, and I'll probably buy the reissue or something eventually.
Hell yeah! I saw I was at a record store just the other day, and I saw an original first pressing of Corrosion's first album, still sealed.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's how I got this Carnivore. My friend who works down at Hog Wild, they've been around since the early '80s, I think, or mid '80s. And he opened an old box in the back, and first thing he came across was this, unopened, still sealed, still with a hype sticker from Roadrunner, Carnivore and shit. And he first person he thought of was me because he knows I'm obsessed with anything Peter Steele.
Right. And he was just like, "Oh, hey, by the way, it's like $500."
No, he gave me a great deal. I won't say it now, but he gave me a pretty good deal.
Hell yeah, man. That's super cool. So I do have one more question, but before I ask it, do you have any shout-outs you want to give to anybody?
Oh, man. Everybody who's helped me with this album. Felicity Otto, my girlfriend, she's all over it. Jimmy Espinoza, he helped me out. He was one of the first persons I asked to help me. Daniel Ramos, fucking Devin Wilson. Who else, my friend? Rob Rygar. Everybody knows him already. Kyle Burton. Kyle's my bass player from Black Jackal. He's helped me a lot. I mean, all of San Antonio, metal scene, really. Everybody's got my back with any endeavor I kind of do.
I'm going to have to come down and actually take, like, the week vacation once all this is over and shit to see, like, Rygar and all these other bands and actually get to experience a lot of the San Antonio stuff.
Hell yeah, come down here. We're really quick to turn to our friends and family, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah, and that's what it's all about. Is about the metal familyhood. Not just a brotherhood, sisterhood, it's family at this point.
Any touring band that comes down in San Antonio, they always got like a place to stay at somebody's house, and there's always somebody cooking barbecue for them.
Hell yeah.
It's awesome. It's an awesome community down here. And
definitely.
For a lot of people, once you come in, you don't want to leave.
For sure. Yeah.
Like, the food's good, the music's good. Why the hell do I leave?
Right.
The heat.
The heat, yeah. I
had friends come down from Washington. Yeah, I had friends come down to Washington. They practically melted in the summertime.
Oh, I guarantee it, because it doesn't get crazy hot there either, and there's a lot of rain days up there. So.
Oh yeah.
And
if once the ship's done, come down to San Antonio. I'm telling you, you'll love it.
Hell yeah. How do people get a hold of you to buy music, buy merch, so on and so forth?
Well, all the Goat Bong releases and merch is always going to be on Bandcamp. Eventually, we're going to, like I said, going to do a cassette release of the complete, previous 4 discography, and then we're going to do a separate release for this 5th album. Everything's on bandcamp.com, goatbong.bandcamp.com. Very easy. All of our music is streaming. You can find it on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, anywhere. And that's the same for Rygar and for Black Jackal too. Our music's everywhere. You just gotta look for it.
Definitely. And I will be posting links in the description right below. So, as you're listening to this, scroll down and see these links and go buy some awesome tunes.
Yep, exactly. And also, since we're listening here on All Hallows Eve, we're going to premiere the album over on Death Fetish's YouTube channel. That's Death Fetish. So they put out a bunch of underground psychedelic music. So I was like, oh, this is the perfect avenue to premiere it.
Hell yeah. And we'll be posting a link to that as well.
Yeah.
So the final question I have, what do you invest too much time into?
Music. Anything. Like I say, I just like creating things. So if I start a project and I don't finish it, it keeps me up at night. I dwell on it. I have anxiety about it. Like I recently wrote like a little short story, a little novella, and I had put it off for years and years. And I was like, I got to finish it. It's got to be done. I got to get it off my shoulders. And as soon as I finished that, I joined Rygar and started doing a new album. It's like, shit, the fun never ends. Like, there's always a project that starts as soon as another one ends. So I invest too much time in everything.
Right on. But, I mean, as you say, as soon as something ends, you're back into something else, which is, super cool because there's some people that need to do that, I think.
I bug a lot of my people who are way more talented than me who would just sit on their hands constantly. I'm like, what are you doing? If I can do it, if I'm 5 releases in, what are you doing? Like, there's no excuse.
Right.
You're fast as a shark.
Drive. I think it's a matter of drive. I think it could be like not necessarily being lazy or being super motivated or anything like that. It's just, sometimes you need the break, but, sometimes.
I tell my dad way too often, you need a break. You need to stop for a minute, but I never do. I can't.
Right on. But I mean, hey, You're putting out awesome material, so that's what matters.
I appreciate it.
So,
That's
speaking of awesome material, we're going to debut a new song.
There you go.
So what?
I hope y'all enjoy this, Destroyer of Worlds.
All right.
This one's featuring my girlfriend, Luciano, and I think she did an amazing job. I've been bugging her to do vocals for so long, and she finally cracked, and now I think she regrets it more than me.
Well, hell yeah. So you heard it here. This is Destroyer of Worlds from Bong. First look.
I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him, takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." I suppose we all felt that one way or another.
Transcend the shadow of
How to Vote is a tool created by Democracy Works. It breaks down the options your state offers for casting a ballot, empowering you to decide when and where to vote. Because voting isn't always about going to the polls on election day anymore. Options like early voting, mail-in voting, and ballot drop boxes are more available to voters these days and growing in popularity. Democracy works best when we all vote, but misinformation and confusion about election procedures have resulted in low voter turnout. How to Vote is a tool created by Democracy Works, and it takes the guesswork out of the voting process. Some of the things you can do with How to Vote is sign up for your election reminders, see what's on your ballot, get step-by-step assistance in requesting your mail-in ballot, check for voter registration status, find your polling site, and make sure you have the appropriate identification. Decide when and where you'll vote this year at howto.vote.
Musicians, rejoice! Confused with all the modern and technical pedalboard selections? Look no further. Kentucky Hot Brown Pedalboards offer their homemade wooden and custom pedalboards for guitarists and bassists alike. Established in 2013, KYHBPB has helped support not only the local Louisville scene, but a large array of big and small players from across the entire country. More info can be found at KentuckyPedalboards.com.
Everything you've ever done has been done by Black Sabbath.